Okay, cool. So at the beginning of the class, we won't need the wall. So have your little weights or balls handy, and we're going to be trying to use the ball as much as we can. So we'll use the fit ball. My idea for the class was to get us some more extension and to open us up a little bit and try some of the repertoire that you can use out of the advanced book for all your studio clients as well as your Matwork classes. We don't all have the luxury of having a Fitball Matwork class, but sometimes I feel like the Fitball can be a really nice alternative to the high barrel. There's a lot that you can do there. There's a lot of great warm-ups you can do there. And then also if there's going home with some exercises or for your personal practice, if you need 5 minutes of opening up after a long day of teaching, it's nice to just roll over the Fitball. Can y'all hear me all right? Okay, cool, because I just remembered I didn't put my earbuds in. Okay, let's get going. So if we take the ball, and if you can't hear me, just unmute and then like wave me. So if we start just sitting on the ball, maybe just have the ball, like the little ones like nearby. We'll just start with our breathing. And so when we are talking about lateral breathing, remember it's the base of the back of the rib cage. So if you put your thumbs on the back, you should have a nice straight back in a seated position. So this is not a straight back, right? And this is this is our anterior tilt. So you want to find that you're perched on the top of your sit. Oh, I got another admit. Hopefully I didn't miss any more. And then we're going to be breathing into that area. So not on the back of the sit bones, not on the back, not on the front, but perched right in the center of the sit bones. Hi, welcome. And we're going to be breathing into the back bottom ribs. So inhaling and exhaling, and also into the sides of the waist here. So it is a 360 breath going around, but most people breathe up or kind of into their belly. And so we want to encourage the back breath. So hands can be here or here, whatever suits. And if you can, like we will use some half kilos or balls, but you can run and grab them when it's time, or just use your fists. One more breath. And then let's take that into the pelvic clock. So we're on the top of the sit bones. We're gonna go to the back of the sit bones. I'm just moving my hand. And then we'll go to the front of the sit bones. And so in this moment, your feet and your knees and everything are nice and still. So we're just trying to get the pelvis to move around the fixed thigh bones versus letting everything move with it, okay? And then let's do the side to side. So as you kind of think, so get right on the center of the sit bones. And if you think one thigh goes forward, or if you're doing the side to side of the pelvis for the lateral point of the clock, so working on 3 and 9, and that you're not arching your back in order to do that, but it might feel a little bit like skiing. So in this moment, it's kind of pushing one thigh forward and the other thigh forward, but it's still tracking over the second or third toe, and it's not going out to the side. This can be really good for your hip conditions like osteoarthritis of the hip or uh, osteoporosis and things like that. And then, so if you wanted to try to put them together, that's fine. Usually with someone with a hip condition, if we're using that here, the brain to body connection is not fantastic. So even if you just do clock side to side for a set, I'm feeling my hips, I'm feeling my glutes as I push down into the floor and try to keep these still and only working through the pelvis. Okay, then from here, we'll go into hands behind the head. We'll do the around the world. So staying on the top of the sit bones, remember not here and not here. Head back into the hand, take a breath in. And then let's start to round forward, again, pressing feet into the floor. And then re-stack back up, think upper back extension as you open up your chest. And then round. So if we're saying now we're getting more movement through the body, let's go round from head to tail. And then when we come up, we're going to extend from head to tail. So let the sit bones go out behind you. Open up the chest. Round from head to tail. Tuck the tailbone under. Let everything curl. Let everything extend. One more time. Keep pressing down through the feet and the ball of the big toe for me. And let everything extend. And then come through the center and let's go side and around the world and come back up. Can you let your gaze, so your eyes, follow where you're going? Yeah, so that you're not keeping a rigid head. So if we're going down to the side, you're looking that way, now we're looking the other way, and then we come back up. So gaze looks down into the direction we're going, come back through, and lift back up. If you weren't going side to side, just reverse it for me a few times. And back up. Let's go 2. And back up, and last one. And back up here. And then if you stack yourself up, place your hands on the ball. Make sure that spine is nice and straight. You're going to gently hands on the ball, press your feet down into the floor, and you're going to just work to lift one leg. So there should be minimal lateral shifting of your body and the ball. There might be a tiny bit, but there should not be like a threat that someone's going to fall off. So you want to try to minimize the lateral shift and push down into the floor to help you. And this could be single leg lift, psoas lift. Let's go one more on either side. Good. And then grab your hand weights or your ball for me. I'm just going to demonstrate something. We'll do it together as part of the warm-up, but what we'll do the series when we get into the prone position. So let's pull the elbows in by our sides nice and tight, and we're thinking downward rotation of the shoulder blades. So the tips of the shoulder blades are coming together. The sternum is still dropped low. And then you're going to reach the arms overhead, let them go high, upward rotation of the shoulder blades. So just in your mind, downward rotation of the shoulder blades. We squeeze our elbows into our side to facilitate that. And then upward rotation of the shoulder blades. You're thinking they're going up like this, the scapula, and then go ahead and pull them back down, pull the tips of the shoulder blades together, squeeze the elbows in, keep the sternum drop down. And then inhale as they go up, we find upward rotation of the shoulder blades, maybe even shrug. Pull them back down, squeeze them back in. So we're just getting that nice healthy movement through the shoulder. Let them go up, let them shrug. Coming back down and squeeze back in. And I'm just explaining this here because you can see, and it's all going to be a bit more clear. And coming back down. And then let's just bring them up, elbows slightly forward of the body so that we can do internal rotation and then external rotation. So again, internal rotation and up. And I have the elbows slightly forward because remember, if the hands are back here when we're doing it, it's going to get really clicky in the shoulder, and that humerus is going to want to pop forward out of that little cavity that it gets to sit in. So the elbows are slightly more forward, and we squeeze on the way with the ball that we have, then it should fit a little bit more nicely in the socket. Let's go 3 and 2. Can't decide my angle. Let's go diagonal. Last one. And then coming back up, and then we're going to press up to about a V shape, shoulder blades down, and then pull back down to the ball. Inhaling up without the ribs flaring. So sternum down as the arms go up and squeeze. And we're just going to do a few of these as a warm up. Good. For 3, and this is all in the advanced book. Well, most of it is under the prone series that you can do on the high barrel. Last time. And then there's a fly, so you can bring your arms forward. Why don't we hinge forward to make it a little bit more obvious? We will do this over the ball later, opening the arms and close. And I find over the high barrel, where there's much more of an angle, sometimes the weight feels a little bit heavy, particularly if you've got a 1. So you can always bend at the elbows and fly here by shortening the lever. It's a slight regression. But also gets out of like the, oh, I've locked at my elbows, and like overcoming all of those other little things that can happen. Last time. Good, and come back through. So we're going to do pelvic curl chest lift over the ball. So if you start to roll forward, so that the shoulder blades are on top of the ball. Again, you can do this on the high barrel with your feet on the ladder, protecting the head. Shoulder blades are on the apex of the ball. You're going to draw the butt down in a pelvic curl, and then curl yourself back up. And then curling down, opening up the chest. Elbows are slightly forward of the shoulders so that they're not hanging. And again, your humeruses aren't like tempted to kind of lock out. I want you to think about the spine as you go down and exhale, press up. So let's make sure that as we go down and up, that we've got equal weight between the space on the ball and through the feet. So we're not just leaning all of our weight into our feet, for example. Inhaling down and exhaling up. Let's go 2 more. And last time, and then we're going to do pelvic rotations up here. So we're going to lift our hips up to a comfortable place, and we're going to start to reach one. So if you let your pelvis rotate to one side, like you're spilling water off one side of the plate. The other thing you can think about, like if I tip the water off the right, that left leg is getting longer and coming back in. And when you tip the water off the left, the right leg is getting longer. The biggest thing that you need to focus on is kind of staying inside the little box of your pelvis and your thighs. So there's not excessive movement into the feet and the knees, but it's more focused and isolated in the hips. And then you can work on going down the step. So you rotate your pelvis down to the bottom of the pelvic curl, and you rotate your pelvis up. And then maybe take notice of, oh, I'm getting a lot more rotation going to one direction, meaning I have greater external rotation in one hip than the other, and vice versa. So making sure that you're trying to reel it in so you're getting equal movement right to left in both sides of the hip. Down, 2, 3. Good. Nice. Let's reach yourself up to the top, arms up to the ceiling now. You're going to stretch your arms overhead, stretch your legs, have a big inhale, and then exhale, come back. So inhale, reaching over, opening up the chest, and exhale, coming back. One more time. Inhale, reaching over, and exhale, coming back. And with your hips nice and low now, hands back behind the head. So the lower the hips go, the greater this will be. It will feel like chest lift over the spine corrector. So you're going to inhale, go back. And I want you to exhale, curl yourself back up. Inhaling to go back, and exhale to curl. And let's think about this in the same way, that we have a little bit of an imprint through the lower spine and lumbar as we come up, and then full extension from head to tail when we go back. So we're not leaving our pelvis locked as we move. We're getting that little lift of the tail in the full flexion position to allow the lower back to curl. And 2. And last one. You're going to curl up and hold. You're going to rotate to one side. Inhale through center, just go to neutral. Exhale, rotate to the other side. Inhale through neutral. Exhale, curl. And curl. Lovely. So if you wanted to go all the way back, you certainly could. You just have to get organized and make sure you're not hanging in the movement. Let's go one more. And then we're going to go into an overhead. So go ahead and press yourself all the way back. Make sure you have good footing. You're going to circle your arms around, nod your chin into your chest, and roll yourself up. Now, we can certainly use the wall for this if you can, or you can just bend your knees. So start to roll yourself back like a genie. Arms go back over your head, circle them back around, nod the chin to the chest, you curl yourself back up. Lovely. And you might just have to play around with your feet a little bit to make sure you're in a good position to lever yourself back up. Let's go 2 more. And last one. And curling back up to the start. Nice. So we're gonna take the ball, we're gonna go down to the mat now. So probably feet towards the wall if you have it or whatever your support's gonna be. We won't go there just yet, but we're gonna hold the ball up in our hands. We're gonna go supine on our back. So it's a little bit of weight, it's a little bit of resistance, and it kind of makes us feel a little bit more stable, especially if you happen to be a hypermobile type person. So, you know, in your pre-repertoire book, there's a pole, supine pole raise. Let's pretend that this is that. So we're going to drop the sternum down, find neutral in our pelvis. So the weight is on the sternum in the back of the ribs. Your ball is going to go over your head without your ribs flaring on the inhale, and exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, bringing it back. So this is base layer. If you wanted to make it a little bit more challenging, we can bring the legs up to a tabletop position. Again, sternum down, weight is on the base of the ribs and the middle of the sacrum as our arms go back, and bring it back up. Arms going back and back up. Let's go one more time. Good. And coming back up, tap the ball on the top of the knees. You're going to send one leg out long and pull back in. Same leg. So we'll stay on the same side to build strength. So when we swap to side, it's quite fun and it's more coordination. But when we're going to do everything on one side, it allows you to build a bit more endurance and strength into that movement. And you don't have to refine everything. Good. And coming back in, connect the other knee to the ball. Leg goes out long on the inhale. Exhale, pull back in. So you know the rules. We're going to a place that our lower back doesn't lift, that we have good control. You can push the ball into the shin and the shin back into the ball to allow yourself more stability through the trunk. Let's go 2. And last time. Hold it back in. Ball goes overhead on the inhale. Exhale, curl yourself up. Good. And let's go one leg out again and pull back in. Let's go out and in. Same side. Good. Last one here. Go down. Let the ball go over your head to reset. Coming back up. Finding connection from shin to ball. Opposite leg goes out and in. We're doing for 5. Nice positions. 2. Last one. Bring it back in. Ball goes over. Take a breath. Let's try the rotation or the crisscross. So we're going to curl up slightly to one side. So we're all leaning towards one another. Ball is on the leg closest to the screen. The leg goes out. Opposite leg is going out. Let's go 2. Oh, we have to do 5. So one more. Good. And bring it down, reset, come back to the other side. Opposite leg. So we're going more in a rotation here. 5 movements of the leg. And 2. And 1. Bring it back in. Tap the feet down, send the ball over your head. Big stretch with the body. Start to bring the ball forward and curl yourself up. Roll up. Arms reach up to the ceiling. Bring them back forward. Nice control. Slowly tuck the tail under. Press down through the feet as you roll yourself down. Ball goes overhead here. Breath in. Breath out. Bring the ball forward. Start to curl yourself up. Big, tall chest at the top. Ball comes forward with control. You tuck the tail and you roll down. And ball goes over. And bringing it forward to roll yourself up. Nice strong position here. Let's do one more. So we're going to press down to the legs and the feet as we roll our spine down. Ball goes overhead. Come forward for me again. Roll yourself up. Bring your knees in, knees apart, feet together. Don't worry, I won't make us do many. You're gonna squeeze the ball in, and you're gonna keep that shape for rolling. So let's just do 3 rolling like a ball. Look at the ball or look down at your feet. Inhale to go back. Exhale to come forward. Inhaling back and exhaling forward. Last one. Good. Exhaling forward, send the legs long. Ball can be up to the ceiling, or if you like, you can squeeze it right onto your chest, because we're going to do seated spine twist. Let's separate the legs and then just twist towards each other and then come back. I like the ball on the chest because it makes the movement happen from the thoracic versus just from the arms. So squeeze the ball in, give it a big bear hug as you twist. And center and twist. Let's go 2. Last one on either side. Keep pressing down through your feet. And last one here. Let's put the ball flat on the floor. If you have the wall there in front of it, that would be handy. You're going to lower yourself back down. We'll go into pelvic press first, and then we're going to do some single leg work here. So arms down by the side. Remember, the further you are away from the ball, the more challenging it will be. The closer you are to the ball, the more basic support you'll have. So arms pressing down, thinking chest expansion here in the back. Inhale. Exhale, press the hips straight up. And inhale, let's hinge it down instead of a curl. So exhale, pressing up. So you've got weight between the backs of the shoulders, the triceps, the palms, and the ankles. And then coming back. Let's go 2. So I was sort of thinking here about push the supine push through bar on the Cadillac. Some people call it parakeet, but in our book it says supine push through bar. And then you come up and then you lift one leg up like a shoulder bridge. And then you bring it back down. Let's go same leg for strength. And back down. Let's go 2. And last time. Good. And roll it back down. We'll do the other side. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press the hips up. Find even weight between upper and lower body. Opposite leg goes up for 5. Maintain the height of your hips by using all the basic support you have. And your range is your range. Let's go 2. And last time. Good, hips up and roll yourself back down. Very nice. Pull the ball back in. I want you to pick it up and grab it. We're going to bring the ball here. So legs can be up or down. It's up to you. But basically, we're going to throw the ball and we're going to catch it. So you throw the ball and you catch it. The big goal is you don't want to see your ribs and your thoracic come up off the mat when you throw. So you should be able to stay still with your trunk as you throw the ball up. So this is a trunk stabilizing exercise. No lift of the rib cage with the throw or the catch. And it's quite fun. Good for athletics, but also just good if you need to stabilize someone without flexion. And you can throw between your hands and your feet. It's quite hard, but say you throw and you catch, and you can throw and catch. Hey. Or if you're teaching them, you could throw them the ball, and they can catch it with their hands. All right, so let's go. Take the feet down, send the arms and legs out long. Take a breath. Oh no, this is what I was going to do. Sorry, whoops, I was going to do the double leg stretch. So let the legs go straight up. You're going to take a breath. You're going to exhale, curl yourself up the leg. So you can put as much support as you need to. Think hamstring 1. So one leg is going to go down and bring it back up. Keep looking down at your thighs. Don't look up at the ball and back. So we did single, single. Let's try double leg lower. Inhaling to lower. Exhaling to lift. Single. Right leg goes down. Keep reaching up, but gaze is down at the pelvis. And double if you're up for it. Double leg lower. And back. And single. Nicely done. And single. And double. And back. Last one. And single. And single. And double. Good. Nice. Grab the ball. Place it down. Put it back up against the wall. We're going to do the bridge series. So just to get organized, the ball is against the wall or something stable for support. Your feet are near the top of the ball. Watch them not rolled out or in, so you have good placement of the feet. You're going to just do a pelvic curl and find your center on the ball, working to open up the front of the hips here and roll yourself back down. Inhale, exhale, peel up and roll back down. And so we might feel that when we get to the top of the bridge or the top of the pelvic curl, different things are happening with your feet. So if you get up there, can you feel you've got equal weight across the ball of your foot? So you're using the ball of the big toe as well. And then coming back through. And then curling up. Finding the feet again. Halfway down, pelvic press, lift back up. Halfway down and lift back up. For 3 and 2. Last time, lift and roll yourself back down. So second challenge, you're going to take the foot that's closest to me. You're going to put it down on the floor. Okay, you might want to adjust the ball so that your foot that's still there is in the center of the ball for like safety, but you decide. So you still have even placement through the foot. You're going to press up with equal weight in both hips. So I want 50-50 weight in each hips and hinge back down. So we're going to do 5 pelvic presses here. They don't have to be all the way down, but you're going to get a good stretch into the front of the down leg. Last time, hold. Now put 75% of the weight into the ball foot, okay? So like you could take your opposite leg off for a single leg bridge, but the foot down is keeping the pelvis from dropping or rocking. So it's keeping the pelvic stability while still putting greater challenge on the ball hip. When you have your 5, I want you to hold it there, lift the heel. Draw it back down. So we're lifting the heel of the ball leg and draw it back down. For 3 and 2. Last time, hip up and roll it back down. Swap the feet for me, please. So foot is in the center of the ball, the other one is down. Level out through the hips. Take a calming nasal breath. And then peel yourself up. So when we start, remember we've got equal weight in both hips. We're doing some hinging, pelvic pressing here. And this is a really great place to check out lateral shift. And then hold the hips up. And now we're going to put 75% of the weight into the ball hip. So stand to that ball hip as much as you can. We're using the down leg as a kickstand, as a stabilizer. Just going 5, 5, 5. Hold the hips up. Now rise the heel up and drop it down. Heel up and down. Yeah, nice. Try and keep the pelvis steady if you can, and just lift and lower the heel. Last one. Good. And roll yourself down. Go ahead and grab that ball for me. Let your legs just do a windshield wiper legs. Do what you got to do. Open up the hips. We're going to do some lateral work. So if the ball goes between the ankles, don't worry, this won't be too long. We're going to try to do our adductor lifts with the weight of the ball. So I have a good grip on the ball with the adductors, and then you're just going to try and lift up and coming back down. So it is a greater load, it's a greater lever, so you might have to imprint a little bit more than usual to get the weight of the legs up. Small pressure into the ball as we lift. Nice. Go 5, 4, 2, last one, bring it in. Roll it forward. You're gonna bring the ball forward. We're gonna do the whole thing on this side and then we'll do the other one. So we're gonna go into about a kneeling kick series, but the ball is going to regress it because it'll keep our hips up. So that's the biggest thing we see. It's like all this movement in the pelvis, right? So my bottom knee is bent, my shin is down on the floor, hand or fingertips, whatever you can. But what I want the ball to offer is a nice neutral spine. Lift up and then to hip height. Lift up and to hip height. Whether you want the ball here, here, whatever, that's up to you. But your spine needs to be straight as you go. We're pressing down into the bottom leg and bottom hand as we go into the abductor lifts. And 2. Let's go 3 and 2. Last time. I want you to lower that foot down. Bottom leg behind the top leg as you press out into a nice side support. So we're in a full side support here. Hand can be here, here, whatever you like. I like this because it keeps the hip up. We're going to star, okay? So we're going to lift the leg up. So remember the Sally Anderson AD Matwork class? You put your weight on the full outside edge of your bottom foot. So you're not supinating or pronating, but you're pressing down to the full side of the foot as you come up and down. If we practice that, we take the top leg forward. We have the full inside border of the top leg, the full outside border of the bottom leg. We'll hold the arm up to reach. Try to maintain that work through the foot now as you lift and down. And down. Last time. Good. And bring it down. Nice. So we'll do the other side starting with the adductors. So you can roll the ball down back into the ankles. Good. Little pressure through the floor. Little loud breathing on the side of the waist. And we'll lift up and down. So we're imprinting our lower waist and our lower back as we're lifting the leg up. And 3, 2, last time. Bring it down. Bring the ball forward. We'll go into the kneeling work. So if you come up to the kneeling position, come onto the side. Your bottom knee is bent. Putting that ball right underneath the hip. Leg is out. Very nice. You're pressing down through the bottom leg. You're looking for a neutral trunk and spine, and you're lifting the leg and bringing it back down. So I'm not necessarily resting the foot on the ground. I'm taking it as high as I can without any movement in my back. And then I'm going to hip height, which is kind of just a hover off the floor. Good. And up. Remember to press down through the support that you have left. So bottom shin and hand. 4, 3, and 2. Last one. Place it on the mat. Find the full inside edge of the top foot, and then press your bottom leg out. Full side support. I'll start with my hand down, taking a breath. Press down through your feet and your hand. Get a star. Woo! And go back. Everyone picked their good side first. Star. And coming back. And star. So whether you're on the reformer, the mat, the ball, you need to have that strong pressure to support you through your feet. Put the foot down to stretch, to reset. Find the feet again. We'll reach the arm up and we'll try for 3 more. So you got to find the feet and the hands. They're the only thing holding you up. The ball is just a helper. That feels like 3 to me. Bring it back down. Let's do a quick hip stretch and then we'll do our prone arm series. So if you have this leg here and this one out, we'll just go a few to the side and breathing. And we'll go 2 more. You know, you could, of course, add something to that. Let's do the other side. And down. So I'm going 5 here, pressing down through the foot. Big inner thigh stretch, really great for any kind of pelvic floor work if they're ready for this to keep the active movement. Okay, so let's put our feet against the wall. You need to find your weights or your balls, whatever you've got. We're going to do prone arm series. So this is definitely in high barrel. I think it's also in the football. You could have legs straight, but let's just have the knees down so we can be more locked in here with the glutes and we have less drop in the back. So your toes and heels are back against the wall or something. And then let's start dripped over and just do a few prone breaths, okay? So head can go to one side or forward, whatever you like. Inhale into the back. And exhale. Can you all still hear me all right? Thumbs up. Cool. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Now the knees are down, the feet are back against the wall. I want you to straighten out your back. So you've got ASIS pulling up to the front ribs. The glutes are on. The belly is up. Your arms are going to go forward. And you're going to pull into a low row. And then bring the arm out. Let's make this more dynamic. So let's reach forward, stretch the back, inhale. Exhale, come to a spinal alignment and pull your weights back. Arms go forward, you roll down. Pulling up and pull the arms back. And again, we go down. Glutes stay on and still the whole time, pulling back. And 3. Pull back into that row. 2, belly is up, little pec stretch if you get those elbows nice and long. Last time, hold. Now we're going to do the downward upward rotation of the shoulder blades. So pull your elbows into your sides, squeeze the tips of the shoulder blades together, and then reach them over the head. Exhale, draw them down, squeeze the tips of the shoulder blades together, and reach them overhead. Let's go 5, and reach. And 4, let the shoulder blades move. 3, and 2. Last time, reach out long. Let your body go over. Take a breath. Coming back up. Pull your knees back down. Just a little reset for the body. We're going internal, external rotation from the shoulders. So neck is long and pulled back in space. We go internal rotation and external rotation. So remember, for all this prone work, the more you are this way, the harder it's going to be because the more gravity that comes down on top of you. So by being up, it's a little bit less loaded in these positions with the arm. If you were legs straight and all the way up, it would be greater. And 2. And 1. Let's do a V. So pull the hands in by the box or the ball. Take a breath, arms out to a V. And pull back down. push into the ball, create force, reach. 4, 3, and 2. Last time. Push out into a straight line. We're going into prone hundreds here. Take a breath, start to pump the arms up. Inhale for 5. And exhale for 5. Inhaling for 5. And you're working for a really nice spinal alignment. So your ribs shouldn't be too far up. Your sternum is still down. Your collarbone is wide. The backs of the shoulders are working. Your glutes are active. Inhaling for 5. Full exhalation. Last nasal breath in. And exhale. Draw the knees back down. Have a little curl over the ball. And we'll do the flies, and then we'll go on to swan. Yeah? So you choose if you want to be all the way out. Adjust the ball if you need to. Straight arms if you have a light weight. Maybe bent if your weight is a little bit heavier. You're going to fly out. And coming back in. We're noting if the head wants to fall forward. So you kind of do a double chin, pull the head back in space, and then stretch through the wingspan as you go up. There should be no movement through the spine or trunk as you reach out through those arms. 4, 3, and 2. Last time. And then you can sit back into your ball stretch. So hug the ball, take a few breaths in. So we're going to do the traditional swan from our book. And then we're going to do one that Blossom did. She did it on the short box, but it feels similar to on the ball. So you can have your balls just to the side or your weights. Feet back against the wall. Feet are in a V shape. Just like the one from your book, but I know everyone teaches it differently. We're going to press out to a long line. Basic back extension, middle lift. Come back to the straight line. Pull the knees down, lift the chest up. Come back and return. So I'll walk you through it. Hands on the head like a hat. You're in flexion. You're going to take a breath in. On the exhale, press out to long arms and legs. Draw the arms back, little baby back extension. Arms come forward, reset. Pull the knees down, lift the belly and arms up and over. Come back to the straight line and lower down to the start position. Yes? Take a breath in. Arms and legs forward, 1. Reach the arms back, 2. Arms forward, 3. Lift your chest up. Knees come down to the mat, open up. Back to that straight line, and then lower back over the ball. Let's go one more like this. Send the arms and legs long, 1. Reach back, 2. Arms forward, 3. Knees down, chest lift, up, ASIS up to the rib cage. Come back through, and lower yourself down. Just while you recover from that, the blossom arms, which you guys probably saw, was you go up, you come up like this, you go external rotation with the arms, internal rotation, external rotation, up, and then you dive back down. And she just held balls, so I wouldn't hold your hand weights. You can make fists if you don't hold balls, okay? So I'll call it, but we're gonna just shoot right out. So everybody get ready. We're gonna shoot out on 1. You're gonna come right up on 2, so knees go down to the mat. You're gonna go external rotation of your arms. Internal rotation, round forward. External rotation, open up your chest, arms overhead, and then you dive back down and return. Again, here we go. Shooting out for 1. Knees come down, chest opens, go external rotation. Round forward for internal rotation. External rotation, arms up, forward, and come all the way down. Good. Good. Okay, so we're going to do side overs. People do this all differently, but I find with the fit ball, top leg forward, bottom leg back. Same position with the feet that we had earlier in the kneeling series. The further the ball is, around your trunk, the more supportive it will be. So just find something you can tolerate. We'll do a prep first. So let's do top hand here. So top hand on the ball. Let's just go down, just working through our range, making sure we have steady feet, and then coming back up. Going down. So same thing like the star. We have to use our full foot. So watch that you're not supinating or pronating through your feet. Try to find a nice steady foot position. Last one. Good. Now reach this arm forward towards your feet. Hand can be behind the head. Little lift up. So we're doing a little side sit up. For 3. And 2. Last time, let's go full. So we're going to go over the ball. Inhale. Exhale up. Over the ball. I'm not going to lie, I'm using my hands. Exhale up. Let's go 2. Use your feet to help get you up. Last one. And up. And come back down. Good. So if you have, turn around. I'll look at your back. I'm going to use my other wall so I can keep an eye on everyone. Otherwise, just keep doing what you're doing. So top leg forward, bottom leg back. Pressing out. Top hand's going to be on the ball to start. Bottom hand behind the head. Using your full foot as you start to see what is my range of motion. And down. Last one here. So we're trying to go even down and up. Then we're going to stay up. Reach the top arm towards the feet. And we're just going to do little side sit-ups. 2. Last time, full 1. So you're going to reach over. And you're going to come back up. Stretch towards the wall. Going over. And stretch up to the wall. For 3. Protect your neck. Look where you're going with your hands. 2. Last one. And up. And bring it back down. Nice. Okay, so we've got hats after this. And we're nearly done. So you're going to need free space. You're going to come up. You're going to tuck the knees in. And you're going to go back up. So again, the further the ball is out towards your ankles, the more challenging it will be. If it's under your thighs or your shins, be a bit more supportive, okay? So start in that strong position with the shoulders. So you're in a nice plank. Take a breath. And then tuck the knees in into that handstand position. You're folded from head to tail. And then let's just go out to the plank. And then exhale, pull in. And then inhale back down. Exhale, pull in. And inhale back out. Let's try the oblique. So you think about tucking your knees to one armpit. So tuck them in oblique. And back. So we're going to do 5. So that we have to do 5 on each side. Yeah. We're working up to hyperextended the elbows. We're looking to find that strong plank as the reset with nice protraction of the shoulders. Steady breathing. Gaze goes with the head and the neck. Great effort, guys. Start to walk back. Oops, I ran out of space on my wall. So I want to try one more thing. We'll go do our push-ups from this position. So take a breath if you need, and then we'll stretch, okay? So we'll walk forward on our hands, 1, 2, 3, push up, walk back, okay? So you come forward, 1, 2, 3, just like in the mat work, bending down, pressing back up, and we go back, 2, 3. forward 2, 3, press up, and back 2, 3. So you have so much more support with the ball. So your focus needs to be my head, my neck, and my shoulders are not collapsing towards the ground. Even when I push down and up, my abdominals are staying supported so the back doesn't hang. Really great for wrists and shoulders too, because most of the weight is in the ball, right? So you can start working someone up to a more advanced position, getting them to trust their arms again. And back. Last one. And back. And then let's bring the ball forward. Let's bring one leg forward into a lunge. Pressing back through the back shin. And you can lean forward with the ball. And back. And again, pressing through the front foot and back shin. I feel like we need to do a rollover. I have to fit it in after this. Be a nice finish. Good. Try bringing this leg, this front leg out a little bit wider. Put the ball in the center and take the back shin in. So I've kind of angled it in. So then we can sit back and get a bit of a stretch through the glute and the hamstring and come back. So it's a wider front position of the front leg. And then the back knee is angled in as if you could like sit down, right? Which could be an exercise. Not really a stretch. Yeah. So I'll do it for you one more time. But obviously that's the more advanced version. If you want to just do that, that's fine. So let's bring the opposite leg forward. So we'll just go more in a neutral position to do a few of the hip flexor stretches. Something to practice last time. And then we take the front leg a bit wider so the ball can be in the center. And then we take the back shin and we angle it in. So then as we sit back, we have more range to go in the hip and come forward. So we're getting a hamstring stretch, but then the more we start to sit back, you're going to be getting greater external rotation hip stretch in this back leg. So if you want it to go all the way down and then coming back up. And then all the way down and coming back up. Optional. Last time. Yay! There you go. Nice. Okay, we'll finish with a rollover. So go ahead and roll down onto your back. We'll use the ball. So we have the ball here. The legs are up. Gonna take a breath. We're gonna roll over, find the toes curled under on the top of the ball. The weight is between the tops of the shoulder blades. We're gonna inhale. On the exhale, you're gonna flick your toes off and slowly roll yourself back down. And again, exhale, peeling up, reaching back. If it feels good, you can bend your knees, coming back up, standing through the ball, and then slowly roll back down. Let's do last one. Bend the knees for more spinal stretch. Press back up and slowly roll yourself down. Let's roll to the side. We'll do a little standing roll down just to finish. And then we'll chat. So shaking it off. Start to roll down. Bend your knees where you need to. Find even pressure through the feet. Take a breath. Press through the feet as you restack yourself back up. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. Reach your chest up to the ceiling like you're going to do a back bend. Coming back forward. And you're all done.